Hey everyone, this is Player One and I'm coming to you to talk about some of the stuff that happened with the Zero Time Dilemma launch and why I won't be buying any more Aksys games. So first off, if you don't know the whole story, when Zero Time Dilemma came out in June, I believe June 21st was the date. When it came out, not everybody got their game. If you ordered from Amazon, you didn't get your game right away. Some people had to wait until August. Not just that, there was no PSTV support even though it's on the box and it was advertised to have. Probably the most heinous of all was the fact that people who were lucky enough to pre-order and were excited about the watch didn't get the opportunity to get the watch because supposedly it was damaged in transit. And as you can see on my channel, I just uploaded the unboxing because I just got the watch. Mind you, I still haven't gotten some of the codes and extras that they talked about because we had to wait. So now let's go into detail about some of the stuff that happened in the time frame. So the PSTV support was not available right off the bat. Instead, it wasn't until July 8th that we got it. You're talking about 2 weeks after the game launches. Until then that we get the PSTV support. Some people might say, yeah, that was 2 weeks. That wasn't too bad. Maybe, but if I pay for a product and it's advertised to have PSTV support, why doesn't it have it at launch? You're going to tell me nobody at the publisher said, hey, wait a second, something's up here. It doesn't work with PSTV. They don't have a quality control department. Nobody tested it with a PSTV. That's unacceptable, man. That shows a lack of caring. But let's not talk about caring. This is a corporation. This is a company we're talking about. That's just irresponsibility and BS that shouldn't be happening. Now, as we continue, we start seeing more and more things show up. This guy, Dan Halen, he's a senior sales and marketing manager for Aksys Games. Talk about a shady individual. Here's the story. Look at this Twitter. This is from June 26th, a couple days after the game releases. It says, GS headquarters has notified in-store employees the watches are tentatively set to ship third week of July. But this isn't solid yet. We already know now the watch didn't ship till this week. Okay, but let's say, benefit of the doubt, things went wrong and it took that long. I find it funny that he says GameStop headquarters notified their store employees because as a person who bought the game from GameStop, they had no idea. We were in flux for 2 months. It wasn't until the end of August that we got even an email saying that we're going to get it. Until then, if you had pre-ordered the watch edition, you had no idea if you were getting it or not. A couple days later, you find out that this cat, Dan Halen, apparently had a so-called small number of watches freighted to him so he can sell at the Anime Expo that took place a week after the game release. So you're telling me, as a company, you have these loyal customers who love your game enough to pre-order a year in advance. And then not only do you get screwed because some people or many people didn't even get the game until much later, months later, but you also don't get the watch. Yet somehow he was able to freight an emergency order to go sell watches at an Anime Expo. When you really think about it, how is it acceptable to go sell watches to people when the people you promised the watch to who pre-ordered for the watch don't have it? It was possible to get an emergency freight for you to make a profit, but not to fulfill what should have been fulfilled from day one. Continuing on that, they were playing a game of cat and mouse with us. People would get angry, like myself, keep up with what's going on. He'd answer a couple vague answers, and then every once in a while we'd get a nugget to keep us thinking that everything was going to be okay. You'll see here on July 22nd, he said, should be able to make an announcement late next week. Either this guy doesn't have a calendar and doesn't know how time works, or I can't find another reason apart from it's just shady practices. We didn't hear anything. It wasn't until the end of August that we even got an idea that we're going to get the watches. Here's the best part. Apparently, people who pre-ordered the watch and didn't get it because we had to wait over 2 months for it, we were going to get a bonus. What's the bonus? Well, as he likes to put it, the bonus for the bonus was going to be a download code for a 40-some page art book, a digital version of the one that people from Steam got who pre-ordered it. Not just that, but if you were on Amazon, you got a $10 credit. Immediately, there was outcry because many people like myself, we like the physical copies. And if I'm going to get a so-called bonus, I'd like to have a physical booklet. Here's his response. The actual booklet is nice, but it is just a booklet, flimsy, doesn't feel substantial. It's very funny how when it comes to the idea of what they're going to give you, all of a sudden it's flimsy, it's not substantial, basically it's garbage. So it's not a big deal, go ahead and get the code. Yet when you're trying to pre-order and you're advertising a game, it's like, no, you have to pre-order because we're going to give you an art book that's really awesome and it's going to be great. And let's talk about this idea of bonus for a bonus. Let's be clear about this bonus for a bonus because frankly, that's one of the things that pisses me off the most. You're going to have people that say, oh, you should be grateful you're getting a watch. No, it doesn't work that way. These people are not your friends. You're a consumer and they give you a product. It's as simple as that. Don't think that pre-orders don't matter. There's a reason why companies have you pre-order. They need those numbers. Those numbers are guaranteed revenue for them. It guarantees how much they're going to sell. It lets them know how many copies to send out. It helps out when they do quarterly reports and the statements to their investors. So at no point imagine that pre-orders don't matter. There's a reason why they make such a huge deal about these pre-orders. So when you tell me a bonus for a bonus, no, you're mistaken. It's not a bonus for a bonus. I pre-ordered the watch for what you said was going to be given to me. Otherwise, frankly, I won't pre-order. I'll buy it the day of. I don't need to commit to buying any game. No, you want the pre-order because you need that number. You want to be able to say, hey, we have 4 million copies of a game ready to sell. This is why it was such a big deal when the Call of Duty, the new Infinite Warfare, had less pre-orders than Black Ops. Companies look at this. This is part of the cycle of investing and knowing how your product is going to do. So it's not a bonus for a bonus. I'm getting what you said you were going to give, what gave me the incentive to pre-order. Now that you want to offer something extra because you were 2 months and a couple weeks late, guess what? That's not out of the question. Frankly, you should have had your stuff together the first day. Would we appreciate a $10 credit? Sure. Would we appreciate an art book? Sure. But don't come out and say, what a huge favor to people because we're offering you a bonus for a bonus with an attitude. No, that's unacceptable. The bonus that you're talking about for the watch, that's not a bonus. It may be a bonus because certain people got it, but those who got it and pre-ordered, they paid for it. That pre-order number, that helped you out for whatever you had to report. So this bonus for a bonus is unacceptable. That's the first part. Second part is this $10 that Amazon got. So apparently, apart from the issue with Amazon that many people didn't get their games right away, there's this $10 credit that's rolling around. Supposedly most people got that $10 credit. Well, guess what? If you ordered from GameStop, you didn't get any $10 credit. And when people talk to him, and mind you, if you look through his tweets, you'll see that he only answers what he feels like answering. If things get too hectic for him, he'll just ignore it. Yes, it is nice that we have had some communication that would otherwise maybe not be available for other developers. However, that doesn't really mean anything. The bottom line is simple. They need to give you the product that you paid for and what they advertised that they were going to give you. You see in this tweet that somebody's asking about the bonus for GameStop, the digital booklet and the $10 Amazon credit. So of course he's like, I don't think the credit. There's no thinking, Dan. You know for a fact we're not getting the credit. You know, one of the tweets said it great. Is our money worth less because we ordered from GameStop? Does that make us all of a sudden less individuals? Are we less people, less important? No, our money is the same. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not defending GameStop. I could make videos on all the crap that GameStop does. But it doesn't change the fact that if you couldn't get your Amazon pre-order, I went to the next place that had it, which was GameStop. I shouldn't be punished for that. Now and again, you see here that somebody on August 25th still didn't have their game. That's unacceptable. All this considered, things only got juicier in the last 48 hours. So if you haven't checked out my unboxing, check out the unboxing of the watch. You're going to see that frankly, it ain't nothing to be too excited about. The main faceplate looks nice, but the watch is basically rubber as far as the watch bands are concerned. Regardless of that, now it's coming out that those people are getting their watch, they're getting charged freight for the watch. Anywhere from $125 to $500. And by $125, I should be clear, I mean $125 to $500 because supposedly there's an issue with freight. You know what the response is from Aksys Games? Contact Amazon and have them figure it out. How dare they? Their response is, you have to work with Amazon to figure it out. Their response to the booklet DLC code that's missing from GameStop orders, they've had the code for a long time. I don't know why they haven't given it out. How do you have the audacity to be such a shady jerk? Now, I'm not trying to say Dan is at fault for everything. Who knows his role in all this? He could just be the spokesperson and the one that gets hit the most. The real problem here is Aksys Games. Such a debacle to have a game come out with no PSTV support, no pre-order bonus. I mean, what is this? Is this your first time publishing? Now, I know I'll have all kind of comments below and people that think, hey, you know, you're a whiner, you're a complainer. That is a problem with the industry. That's why consumers are getting screwed all the time. That's why we have stupid pre-order bonuses that everybody should get. That's why we have dumb things like deluxe editions that give you 2 or 3 more guns and they charge you $10. That's why we have microtransactions. Too many people just sit back and don't say anything. What's up with that? You're paying for a product. Every day you're getting a little bit less. At the end of the day, with all that happened, that they're trying to wash their hands of GameStop customers, I can comfortably say I will not be buying another Aksys game. So that's just where I stand with everything. I would love to hear what everyone else thinks. These are one of the things that I think can be very personal to every single gamer. Some people may just not care. They just want to play the game and that's it. But it's the practices that these developers and publishers think. And I shouldn't say developers. I can't blame Spike Chunsoft for this. This is an Aksys Games issue. So again, let me know what you think below. Definitely want to hear what you're thinking. Tell me your story. Are you going through this? Have you been dealing with Aksys Games or even other publishers and the stuff that they're up to? I'd love to just hear from you guys and see what you think. All right, guys, thanks for listening and hope to hear from you all soon.